Are you ready to feel worthy in your body? And more importantly, in your life, to feel that unshakable sense of worthiness and to stop letting these insecurities about your body completely take over? Okay, let's get to work. I'm going to show you in this video a proven tool that single-handedly transformed my relationship with worthiness to actually allow me to get every single thing that I wanted in my life, period. And I've helped thousands of women worldwide to do the same thing. So if that sounds exciting for you, give me a like, subscribe so you can make sure to get all the juicy tips every week on how to do this, and commit to yourself to being present, tuning in, and following through with this exercise. If you rinse and repeat, you will experience miracles, period. So let's dive in. Okay, first things first. Here we are. We're sitting down. We're ready for this exercise. I promise you, if you follow through with this, you are going to reclaim your worthiness. You are going to overcome all that insecurity, all the self-doubt, all the stuff that's keeping you stuck in this relationship with your body and your life. And let's be honest, insecurities about our body have this really great way of just sucking our lives dry, where they really feel like they're stealing our joy and our ability to not only be present, but to go after every single thing that you want. So I promise you that if you actually follow through with this, not only will you manifest the dream partner in your life, get the house that you want, buy that car, experience more joy and gratitude and excitement than you ever thought possible, because it's all the same ingredient. We can't achieve those things if we're not in alignment with that. If we don't feel worthy, we don't go after the things we want. So let's get started. Okay. Take a nice, easy breath. And then what I want you to do is to just close your eyes and just come into your breath, come into yourself. And I want you to just imagine that you can connect with this part of you that doesn't feel worthy, this part of you that learned all these stories about what it's like to be worthy in the world. This part that has these negative beliefs, these limiting stories, whether they were picked up by parents, family, friends, media, beauty standards, or diet culture. This little part of you learned that somewhere. And I want you to just imagine yourself as your most authentic self, the being of love and light that you are. The energy that is aligned with the divine and source, the universe. There's no insecurity or unworthiness here, just a being of love and light. And just imagine that bright golden light coming through at your third eye, right between your eyebrows, a beautiful beam of light. And see that light growing and cascading as it expands into your heart center. And see and feel this light radiating out into a beautiful sphere, a beautiful circle surrounding your whole self. And within this beautiful sphere of light, the truth of who you are, let's connect to this little part of you that feels unworthy. And I want you to imagine surrounding this part of you in this healing love and light. I want you to imagine surrounding this part of you, this little unworthy part, with love and healing light, compassion and love. just surrounding this part of you with love and light and compassion, knowing that it's not this part of you's fault that it acquired all these stories of unworthiness. Those stories were learned. They are not truth. And just imagine holding this little part of you, bringing it close to your heart, connecting it with this beautiful healing light and the truth of who you are. And you can imagine saying to this little part of you, these stories, these beliefs of unworthiness, they aren't true. We learn them. And because they are learned, we can unlearn them. Our worth is unconditional. Our worth has nothing to do with the size and shape of our body. And just begin imagining yourself holding this part of you, this little unworthy part, and giving it all the love that it deserves, all the love that it's been searching for. And just take a few breaths, really integrating this. And just let this part of you know that you are going to be here to remind it of the truth, and that you're sorry it's been left alone for so long. Just take a few breaths and lovingly come back and open your eyes, and we'll move into the next steps. Okay, so that opening piece there is really vital, because when we are disconnected from the truth of who we are, it doesn't matter how much tapping we do or what other exercises we do, we can't align with our sense of worthiness. We start falling back into that part and associating with this part of us that believes that our worthiness is attached to the way our body looks. And so when we can do that exercise and you come back into this alignment with your authentic self, all of a sudden it feels so much easier to separate and understand that this is just a part of you that learned these stories, a part of you that learned to believe that you are unworthy. And then we can do the healing work to really love that part of us and dismantle those stories. Otherwise, it feels like we are simply enmeshed with that story of unworthiness. So I always also like to use an object to really help me to really create this visualization and this understanding that this part of you that it has these unworthy stories is simply that, a part of you. It's not the truth of who you are. Okay, so now we're going to move into our tapping. And before we do that, I just want to say, if you are really struggling here and this story of unworthiness is a blanket through your whole life, and this battle with your body, this incessant negativity about your body, your relationship with food is the reason why you're not living your life, then please do not suffer any longer. Please pick up the phone, give me a call, and let me show you how you will completely transform your life and really reclaim it and get everything you want through healing these patterns of unworthiness, these stories. It is not worth it to wait another day to sit in this suffering. You will not get this minute back. You will not get this life back. So please take charge and tell yourself that you are worth it, because the help is out there and I live to support each of you. This is what brings me so much joy, because when you live into your light and I see you going after everything you want and overcoming these struggles, there's nothing more powerful, and the world needs your gifts. So that option is always available to you. You can book a call. The link is below. So let's dive into our tapping. So for this, you're just going to tap where I tap and you're going to repeat after me. And then we're going to go through this lovely exercise, really empowering and embodying our worthiness. So let's dive in. Okay, so tapping where I tap, and you'll repeat after me. And with every tap, we're just going to imagine really tuning up the volume on your worthiness, that inherent sense, and really just bringing all that love and empowerment in. So I'm starting to believe and trust in my worthiness. Releasing all of these past stories, these limiting beliefs around my body, about who I'm supposed to be. All of these learned negative thoughts about my body are exactly that. They're just learnings. A path of neurons firing together. Wiring together. And because they are learned, I can unlearn them. I'm choosing to realign with the truth of who I am. Reminding those poor parts of me, those little parts that feel unworthy, that that's not our truth. The truth is, which I am choosing to embody every day, that I am worthy unconditionally. That my worth has no attachment to the way my body looks or the size and shape of my body. That it's possible to feel love and acceptance for my body and myself. Unconditionally. That this energy and truth is available to me each and every day. It's just waiting for me to come back to it. That's my home. I'm willing to come back home. To my center. To my worthiness. It's always present. It's just that little conditioned part of me that starts telling its stories again. And it's my job to bring that little part the love that it deserves. the unconditional love that it's looking for. This little part of me with the unworthiness stories about my body is just looking to be brought home too. And the more I tune into this loving energy within me, within the universe, the more I come back home to my truth, to my unshakable confidence, to my unshakable worthiness. And that's the place that I want to live from, that I choose to live from. And the more I come back home, the more I connect to the truth of who I am, the more free I become. And I can't wait to feel more and more free each and every day. Filled with love, acceptance, worthiness, confidence, the energy to create whatever I want, because I can have it all. I am worthy of it all. And I'm the kind of person who is willing to commit to these little practices to bring me back home to my truth. And when that voice of conditioning comes back, I know exactly what to do. I am now empowered around my worthiness. Take a beautiful, deep breath in. Really feel that beautiful light surrounding you, just like I can see it, feel it from your crown, expanding outwards. This is the truth of who you are. Remember that your worthiness has nothing to do with your body. And when we are feeling those stories of unworthiness about our body, it's because we've attached to the conditioning that we have acquired in our lifetime, and that is through no fault of your own. So in order to dismantle that, and in order to come back to your truth, the being of who you are, we need to pause. We need to remember that it's just a part of you with those conditioned stories and learnings. Grab an object even, you can hold it in your hand and just imagine filling yourself up with that love for this part of you, and how hard it must be for this part of you to have learned all these stories and carry those beliefs, and just know that it's not its fault. And imagine taking this part in your arms, surrounding it with love and light, and helping this part of you to see the truth, right? And we can find our truth when we are in that beautiful energy state, when we are dropping into our body after a meditation and in the beginning exercise that I did with you. These are things that help us connect to our true sense of self. Going walking in nature can help you do that. Taking a break from work and just doing some breathing, saying a blessing or a prayer. There are so many outlets to us connecting to our truth. Anything that brings you joy in your life helps you to connect to that true inherent sense of self. And when we've walked away from that, it's because life has gotten frantic and we've let the little parts of us with all this conditioning take over, and we need to put them back lovingly in their place. Share that love with them. Take them back under your wing and just come back into the seat of yourself. Do that visualization where you see yourself as your authentic self, holding this part of you that has all these stories of unworthiness, and remind yourself, this is just a learning. Those stories are just a learning, just a series of pathways of neurons firing together. It's not the truth of who I am. And just because they're learned means that you can also unlearn them, and that's what you're actively doing. And so the more you can bring yourself back, the more you can repeat this exercise, the more you are going to connect to that true sense of worthiness within yourself that goes so far beyond your body, which is the kind of worth that you, I know, are looking for. Because as long as we're trapped in this cycle of thinking I'm only worthy if my body looks like this, then we're forever imprisoned by that thought pattern and we never get out of it. And the second your body changes, just like the human being that you are, because it's constantly in fluctuation, our worthiness is just like a little puppet that's being controlled by the rest of life. And you don't want that. You want to be really unshakably worthy, unshakably confident. And that is the energy that helps you to express yourself as the light that you are. So I promise you, if you repeat this, you're going to experience miracles. I promise you, this is exactly what's transformed my relationship with my body, my worthiness. Oh my goodness. And all of the clients and students that I've been able to serve around the world. So I have no doubt this is going to create amazing transformations with you. I would love for you to share in the comments below how this went for you, what you're noticing. And remember that if you are struggling, please don't let yourself struggle another minute, another second. Call me. I'm here to support you in these 60-minute complimentary consult calls. I will tell you exactly how you can transform from feeling unworthy to worthy and really truly getting everything you want in your life from healing these root emotional causes that are keeping you stuck in your relationship with your body, in your relationship with food, and how to transform that all. So let's get to work. Call me. And I just want to say thank you for being here. I so appreciate you, and it means a lot that you're even at the end of this video because it means you're committing to yourself and your healing. So I will see you again next week. So much love to you. Bye.